Good morning, Facebook. I love it. We're here on a Monday morning, and this is a bonus Inner Wisdom Wednesday because it's not Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe it's Wednesday where you are. I'm not sure about the world, but here it's only Monday. But I really wanted to share some more of these amazing women that I have in my circle, in my life. And so I'm just doing more inner wisdom bombs with Coach Judy. So whatever. So today's Monday, and I'm so excited because today I have Susanne Mcallister. And I don't know her in real life, but now I do. Well, it's still virtual, but I feel like it's more real life now. I know her through a health coaching program. And she has a similar kind of journey as me, one of your body image and weight and food and going inward to try to find the answers after you looked outward everywhere and realized they weren't there. So I'm so excited to have her here, and I'm just going to let her tell you about herself and a little bit about her journey and why she does what she does in the world, and we're going to have a great time. And thanks for whoever showing up. And give me 1 second. I want to make sure this is live on Facebook because I'm still dealing with technology 101. Okay, looks good so far. And yeah, make sure I'm sharing it public because I have a tendency to just share it to myself. I don't know what that's about, but that happens. All right. So Susanne, welcome and thank you. And you are, let me remind, I know you live lots of different places, but I think you're in Ireland now?
Yes, I'm in Ireland at the moment. So I live in Australia on the Sunshine Coast normally. And at the minute I'm taking a 10-month gap year, let's say it like that. It's not 10 months to travel to Ireland. I've got some family there, and to Germany and France and Norway, and visit my friends and family all around that I haven't seen for a while. And because my business is online, I'll be able to do that, and also spend the last 10 months with my daughter, my second daughter, before she goes off to uni to study and move out. So then the last one will have flown the coop. And so I thought it's a good opportunity for us to all, have some time together and and see people. Yeah.
So she's with you on this journey?
Yeah, she's next door now. She is. She's with me.
That's so great.
Yeah, and my partner is with me, so he came as well. So it's the three of us traveling around for 10 months. And at the minute we're in Ireland, which has been really cold and amazing, because Australia had a heat wave when I left, and then there was the Beast of the East when I arrived in Dublin like 2 weeks ago now, but the airport was closed and nothing happened anymore. So yeah, I like extremes. It's a bit like my life, I think.
There you go. You're like, I'm just embracing whatever the universe has for me. I love that. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Well, so tell us a little bit more about you and how you got where you are, how you ended up on this journey.
Wow. How much time have you got?
I know, exactly, right? We only have 50 years to tell you about, right?
Well, let's put it in a nutshell. So I was born in Germany, and I was born to kind of family that you probably see in some of the crime and romance soap operas on TV. So at the end, I ended up growing up with my grandparents, and I was always one of the kids that always got in trouble asking the wrong questions and being too inquisitive. And so I remember, I think I had my first, I would say it was probably an anxiety attack when I was 12, and I heard this, so I would go to the library and read all these books, and in my family, nobody reads. So I was like always the odd one out. And I'd read about this Buddhist principle that you only have so many breaths available in your life, and then it's over. So when I was 12, I was lying there at night going like, that's one oh my God, and trying to space them out and make them last. And it was only a week later when one morning, so I went to school, and I really dearly loved my grandfather, so he was my hero. And I remember going to school and really looking at him as he was having breakfast, and I went to school and just really wanting to remember him for just being there. And I don't know why or what. And yeah, I just had this feeling I wouldn't see him again. And so it was. So he had a heart attack in the afternoon, and yeah, life became a bit crazy after that. And I became probably a little bit wilder than I was before that. But I always had a voice of intuition. But after this, I was really searching spiritually. Before this, I would go to church and be a really good Catholic girl, and I would ask all these questions to the priest that they wouldn't answer. I'd have to clean the church for asking the wrong questions, and got punished for things like that, which wasn't okay. So after age 12, then I started to branch out as much as I could then, and really search for answers everywhere. So I started to, well, that was when I was 12, but yeah, I started to study and bachelor's in homeopathy and hypnotherapy. Then later on, I studied counseling and transformative psychology and life coaching and health and wellness coaching. So yeah, so I have a very colorful upbringing. And when I was 17, I went to run away with someone to South Africa. So we talked earlier about lessons and how sometimes we choose things and we do not listen to our gut feelings, which I definitely did not at that time. And it nearly did cost me my life, but I got out. Yeah, with some traumatic memories to deal with. But at the end, when I look back, or when I have looked back, like even then, it really helped me deal with fear of death, and really cemented my path of searching always for the answers, and why are we here and who are we. And I think that's always something that has been, that's been my journey. So yes, I did look on the outside. I traveled many places. I'd be sitting there. I think my first book, which was Enter Your 7 Inner Worlds, I sort of received that sitting at Sedona on like one of these power places in the 45 degrees under this one little shadowy branch, and waiting for enlightenment to struck me there and then. And then I really had this vision of my guides looking down at me, laughing their heads off, thinking, oh my God, there she is again, when all she knows is like the keys are really inside of you and have always been. So, and that then I was that. So I downloaded this book and wrote it down as a book about with 7 meditations. So this is how it all progressed a little bit more. And then, so I've been writing since I've been a little girl, but so writing is a big passion of mine. Meditation is a big passion. It's something that I do every day as well. And so I studied also quantum healing, hypnosis, and I do like the whole emotional eating and health, and especially for women. It always fascinated me why we do what we do when we know what we should be doing, but we don't do it. If that makes any sense at all. So
we're all on that journey. We're not for lack of information, right? We're for lack of action. And why is that? Probably because we have a lot of stories that we're telling ourselves.
And there's this gap. And so my research and my work happens in this gap between the things that we already know we should be doing and the things that we are doing. And so somewhere in between there, this is where I come in with my inner work, or what I call inner connection. And this is about really connecting to your inner wisdom that we all have. But because our I don't know, if your mind is in any way like my mind, it's a bit like a plate of spaghetti. It just goes everywhere. I saw this, maybe it was a meme even, I don't know. I saw this meme and I thought, this is so true. So women's heads seem to be like spaghetti. So we have one thought and it goes to there and there and there and there and there. It's never just one thought. And then they showed this plate about the male thinking, and there was one strand on this slide. And sometimes I think that would be so lovely to be able to just focus on one thing, think about one thing, and that's it. But yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, my brain goes like this. It's like there's a like an old, well, it's a couple things, but one is either it's like the old movie, like there's like a movie screen going, but it's like the slides, right? So it's like the strips of the movie, and they're just images and pictures, and it's like they're all ideas and thoughts, and they're just like this movie is going constantly in my head while I'm talking to you. There's like this other thing happening here, or it's the you see them in these like sci-fi movies, and they have the big screen, and there's like all of those things up there, and they're just moving the the ideas and the pictures and the things around. Yeah, that. So I have sometimes I feel like I'm that, and I'm like trying to manage all of those thoughts. But then the other piece is this just like always been like a movie thing. So I love the spaghetti. I love that. I can relate totally to that.
Yeah, yeah. So this is most women. They actually they do think like exactly the way you just described it. So I found out with all the training that I did, and just like with clients. So I've been doing this for about 20 years, 15 years. I've been doing the inner connection work with women, or not just with women, but most of my clients are women, because we tend to be asking more of the questions, and people come to me asking. So the big question always is, what am I supposed to do? And then there's the big relationship questions. Why am I with him or her? Or, why did I choose these children that I seem to be not getting on with? So that's with the older kids. Yeah. And career.
Choose me as their mom. What is that about?
Yeah, all that one. Or then there's so with the emotional eating or the eating, it's like, why am I not able to lose this weight? Or, why can't I stop eating a cream cake? And it's not a thing of willpower at all. And it's not a thing about, it does have to do with our hormones. So hence I'm doing this hormone reset with women, the program, but it's also about connecting women to their inner wisdom, and and then just making a little bit of like, a little bit of space on that plate of spaghetti for them to be able to breathe. And we can't do this like on our own, because that's what I learned the hard way. So for many years, like in my family where I grew up, like to ask for help, that was seen as weak, and to show emotion was seen as like, you don't do that, that's weak. So I tried to do everything on my own and manage on my own. And on the outside, most of us, we're like capable, and we can go through life with this, but on the inside it's a complete different game, isn't it? What's going on from what we
like to say that you are in the picture frame, right? You're in the frame, so you can't see. No. Unless somebody has a mirror there, right? Because you can't see what's happening. So as long as you're in the frame, you can't really see the picture. And that's, I think, we're, like you said, when we're trying to do it ourselves, or what is it that Einstein says, like, you can't solve a problem with the same brain that created it, right? Yeah. Right? So you can't, you've got to get some other feedback, some other awareness, somebody else just helping you see something that you can't see for yourself. So very, very true. I love that. Yeah.
And that has to do also with like the mind, so the frequency of your brain as it is working. So, many, actually, I think most of the ideas, or the best ideas we get, or inventions that have been made, they were like all in an alpha brain wave when they're sort of daydreaming, and it's just like this more peaceful state. So this is where inner connection, that's where it comes to as well, where I, help people to come into this alpha brainwave state, where then they can receive and perceive their intuition and their inner voice better. And I do feel that we have all the answers within ourselves always. So this has always been my big key thing. Like all the keys that we need to solve and to have a happy and abundant life, they're already in ourselves right here, right now. And women and people are amazing. I do feel that people are innately good and that they want to have a life full of love. And I do feel, when that doesn't work, there's only a few things where that can come from, and mostly it's fear-based. And so let's live from a place of love and get rid of all these fear-based.
Yeah, love and joy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I can only speak for me, but I had a lot of shame and unworthiness. So, I didn't feel like, and I didn't want, and I was the only child, so I didn't want to be perceived as selfish. So I did a lot of like, right, I'm going to just give, and I'm not going to receive, and I'm not good enough. And I mean, we all have that thing that somehow we're inherently not good enough. But then when you add some other stuff to it, like your story, and of just like, then you sort of start believing this stuff about I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not something enough. And then guess what, right? You start creating a life of that. But I totally agree with you. We have all the answers. And so tell us, since that's your message, like, what do you do to help yourself, find these answers and help others? But, whatever, like, what are the things that help, that can help women listen to their inner wisdom? Because we talked about this before, is that, you start making some choices and you're like, wow, that didn't work out like I planned. And so then you think, I don't know, maybe I don't know what's best for me. I better go find somebody out there that knows what's best for me. Some guru, right? I don't know what's best for me because I'm not making good choices, right?
There's like two streams in that. So if you're like at a point where you don't want to find help at the moment or be with someone else and you're on your own, then I would actually start with just making some space for yourself, for your self-care and for your self-love. And so just let me share like the non-negotiables for me every day, what I do to stay sane. Mostly. So I start so because I'm a meditation teacher, I use an app called Inside Timer every day. So if you can find me there as well. There's a couple of my meditations on there. So one is like a 5-minute good morning, and the other one is stress less, weigh less, and love your body more. So that's a free app. You can download that to your phone. So in the mornings, I get up, and hopefully I do that before anybody else goes up. So I get up, so I have some little bit time on my own, and I drink a big glass of water, a little bit warm here with some lemon in. And then I sit down and I do my meditation. And with this app, you can choose. So if you're like really busy and you only have 5 minutes, you can tap on one that's only a 5-minute meditation. So maybe often that's something that that we, because we seem to be put off when it's like, oh my God, you have to meditate an hour in the morning, because, doesn't work for most of the people. I do that a lot of the time when I can, and a lot of the time I just don't, but I always ever do 10 minutes. So,
but you've moved into that space over time. It's like, I think people do that. They think I have to start out with an hour. I thought that. I only started meditating a few years ago, and I started with short guided meditation. Yeah. Very short, because I was like, I just need to manage this spaghetti.
Yeah, spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
You're never going to forget the spaghetti now. That's good.
Right? I needed to manage the spaghetti brain. And, so it was a great way to start, because I didn't know how to do that, right? Every time I tried to get quiet, and I think you probably heard this a lot, when you try to get quiet, like I didn't know how to do that. And it's a practice, like anything. Like I have to say, now I can 30 minutes just sort of allow the space for that. But
even people beat themselves up for, oh my God, my mind is never quiet. As soon as it's quiet and something else comes, and that's really normal as well. It's like, this is normal. So it's about having the spaghetti run there, and then have like a little bit of space on the plate, and that is actually when the magic happens and things come in. So so meditation is good, or you can do a walking meditation, so you can do, so I teach neo dance as well, which is a mind, body, spirit. So that's a meditation in motion, which is just an awesome practice. So whatever works for you, not everybody. Some people, they used to that chant mantras. There's Christian mantras, there's Sanskrit mantras. So whatever works, because then if your mouth is busy saying the same thing over and over again, your mind can actually, calm down a little bit. And so we'll just have to find whatever works for us. Yeah, so I do that every morning, do meditation. So just sharing my non-negotiables. I eat a pound of veggies every day, some raw, some cooked. And so I'm more into crowding out the rubbish. And I do love red wine. I love chocolate. So there you go. And I love fresh baguette when I'm in France, which I will be very soon, and cheese. So it's not that I'm like, I'm a health coach. So I do eat probably 90% really good, and then 10% I have wine and cheese.
You enjoy. I like to call it joy eating, right? So it's like, it's not so much emotional where it's like you feel like you're driven to that food. It's like I love French fries, so it's like I'm gonna enjoy these French fries, But yeah, I love that. I love that about the meditation. While your mouth is busy saying these mantras over and over, that it allows your mind. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've known many people that they were giving up because either they don't see pictures. Not everybody is as visual than you seem to be, Judy. And but that's not the thing. We'll all have to find what works for us, and then just go with it. And that's good enough. That's all it takes. So
yeah, I love that. And certainly vegetables. Yeah, my mantra to my clients is: anytime you put something in your mouth, there probably should be a vegetable with it.
Yeah, I love that.
Like, right? If you're just thinking, I'm just going to eat this, it's like, well, I really probably should have a vegetable somewhere in here.
Although, like a French fry and a celery stick at the same time. No, I'm not
well,
sure.
maybe not at the same time, but maybe there's a side of vegetables. Yeah, during that time when you're eating the French fries, there probably should be something else with. But it doesn't have to be. It's just that. How else do you get a pound of vegetables in during the day? Like, you're gonna have to really. You have to keep adding them in, or you're going to eat it all at one time, and that's not going to. That's not
the idea. Like, with every meal you should, and more veggies than fruit, obviously. But yeah. Anyhow, so the veggies. Then I do. So what I also do is I don't know. Have you heard of the Iceman, Wim Hof? I did some training with him a couple of years. The Iceman, Wim Hof. So he has like 23 Guinness World Records from diving under blocks of ice in Antarctica and running up Kilimanjaro in his shorts. And so I did training with him and learned this amazing breathing technique. And that's just been like, and it just takes another 5 minutes. So I do meditation and I do Wim Hof, and you can look him up on YouTube. There's some really awesome instructions there. Yeah, so I do this, and every day I try to sing or dance and connect with nature. So you can just have the visual of me now hugging a tree or dancing around it, singing a song. Yeah, I know. Table full, might be just
you and Bambi out there having a waltz.
It's good, and especially here in Ireland, the nature has been amazing.
Oh, I bet it is.
Yeah, and love and connect to my loved ones, hugs, tell them how much I love them, and laughing is really, really important. So yeah, so if you're like on your own trying to get well or trying to find answers, that will be it. And mine is always writing, so I've always been writing. So after I meditate and I just write down whatever comes. But it's really to give yourself a little bit of self-care and give yourself that that respect and that honor. And stepping out of, I have to do this, I'm too busy for this. And I've worked at a cancer hospice, and I've I've seen one of my closest people pass over, and yeah, life is too short to be a martyr or to put yourself last.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. I love all of these, and they're pretty much free. Anybody can do them, and they're really so simple. Not necessarily easy because you have to take time, you have to schedule them, you have to put them in, you have to put them in your life, and like anything, like a lifestyle, you have to find a way to make it part of your life. It's not like another thing to put on the to-do list. I think that's probably where a lot of people get stuck is, oh, now I have to meditate, and I have to cook vegetables, and I have to go for a walk in nature, and I have to dance. It was like, I mean, then people are like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. Like, then they're stressed out, and then they have an anxiety attack, and then they're going to go eat a gallon of ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of have to's anyway. So I'm like, I choose to do this.
Yeah.
To do this. And it always feels better. And just because something is simple, that doesn't mean it's easy, is it?
Right. Life is really simple if we just get out of the way. Like, right? If we were to eat like a toddler, we wouldn't be like, they just eat when they're hungry and then they don't eat, they put it on the floor, right? And we have all of this drama around, which we came by. Honestly, the people before us didn't know any better. They were just doing the best they could, right? But I love all of these things. The meditation, eating the vegetables. I'm going to look up that Iceman, that breathing. That sounds fascinating. Dancing and journaling. Yeah, I wasn't really a writer or a journaler until about 4 years ago. And stuff like you started getting downloaded to me, and I'm like, what is this? What's happening? I just wrote 25 pages. And
I'm looking forward to your book then. Only another 100 or something. There you go.
I know, right? No. Now I have a book. I have to just figure out what it looks like. But I do have to say, like those things were very. All of these things, like you just talked about, they've really changed my life. I mean, I don't do them. I'm still, on the journey, but definitely finding these elements and making them more, in my life has been huge. So, but what?
Yeah. So this was the stream. If you're on your own doing this, and then if you wanted to connect with me or an inner connection person or therapist, so I would help not only implement all these things, but how I work with people is I start off, and that's probably like a session that's like a 2-hour session where we talk about what the person really wants in their life and what are the main questions. Mm-hmm. And then I teach them under a very, very relaxed stage. So it's not a hypnotic state. It's not like any of the where you like any of the bad press hypnosis movie things or something like that. So it's just
back 4 lifetimes.
Yeah.
The Viking era, and find out why you're like this.
Exactly. And often that's actually what happens. So when I started this, so it's not that I set out to do past life regression or, with my Christian background, that's actually not anything that I thought. But the more sessions I did, so people would go and so what we do, let me backtrack here. So what we do, it's a very relaxed state. And then I guide people to connect with their inner wisdom or their higher self, whatever it is. That's all in us. But it's just hard to do this on our own because the spaghetti come in the way. And also you really need someone to guide you past the resistance that we might come up with and past the excuses we might have why we not look at this. And yeah, so it takes a little bit of skill that I've developed, that I teach people now as well, though. And so in this very, very relaxed state, it's like that my clients can then get in contact with the whys and hows, why something happened. And sometimes they do travel into different lives. Sometimes they travel into different forms of being. Sometimes, very often, they travel into their childhood because,
Yeah.
all the things that are there that we can eliminate, and then gain more of our confidence and more of our life energy that will bring us further. So so that's an inner connection session. And at the end of it, we kind of have a plan and a roadmap of where we go from there. And this is where my health coaching comes in. So then we'll implement everything that came up there. And so then I'm their guide for another 8 weeks usually to implement things in their lives. And it's not that I disappear after that. But yeah, so that's kind of what I do. Apart from that, I also do like little 30 days, resetting your hormone, some skills where I support people in groups. But yeah, so this is kind of the work that I do. And this is how that book came about, because when I did my master's in transformative psychology, and we had to write this thesis. So I started to write some cases down and present them to my professors. And then they were fascinated by this. So they wanted me, and they said, you have to publish this book. And yeah, so that's how that one came about. And I self-published it, not thinking, because the first time I published a book, I wrote to all these publishers and nothing much happened. So I just self-published it and put it out there. And then actually Beacon Publishing, they found it and asked me to come on board with them, which is really exciting. So that's going to be coming out first in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
which is,
and it's called Inner Connection.
So I have a free copy here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can see it.
Your Power of Interconnection. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's Stop Chasing Shadows with the Power of Inner Connection. So we changed the title eventually. And so this is about case studies of the people, it's just some of the mind-boggling stories that people have told me. And also why they came to me, and also what happened after, like how they changed their lives. And it's in depth, but it also gives you the whole process. If you try and want to do this on your own, there's a whole process there in the book as well. And it just tells you a little bit about the background, and more or less persuades you that all the keys are in you and that it's all there for you to find. And I just have such a big love for people that I want people to thrive and to live their highest potential. It's probably a very selfish thing, because it gives me big kicks when my clients actually, they live, and they blossom and they bloom. Not that I take credit for this, because I do feel all of this work doesn't come from me, it comes through me. And but it's just amazing to see when people, when they live life from the highest potential and life changes for them.
To witness transformation and to be a part of it, because I believe, like you, like it's not me. I'm just here. For some reason, we're in a space together, or I'm coaching someone, and to see those aha moments, and to see those light bulbs go on, and to see the transformation, to see the I always say, like, oh, you can't unsee that now.
No.
Like now you have a new awareness, you can't unsee it. Or it's like we're just evolving, right? And we're all on the continuum, and we're all just somewhere, right? And you're farther along than me in many ways, and I'm farther along than some other people. But I always like to use the analogy that, like, you can't talk to a toddler about a driver's license, like getting, right? Because they're like, car. They don't know what a driver's license is. But a teenager, they're all about that, right? They're like, they know the rules, they know the things, they know that, like, right? So their awareness, right, is different. And so that really helped me with myself, but it helped me with other people in the world, when I started to realize, oh, like they just haven't woken up yet to, like, I was there, like, right? Because now you can see, like, oh, I was there, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And then I think the other thing about my own inner wisdom, and this probably holds true, is that I really stopped beating myself up so much when I realized this piece that, like, when you look back, you're judging yourself from this awareness, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I should have done better. I should have known that. Why didn't I do, like, right? Well,
Yeah.
because you were a toddler, like you didn't know, right?
And also, if beating up would work, we'd be all perfect by now, wouldn't we?
Exactly. Yeah, no. But it's just so innate, like, because we're going to punish ourselves into joy and happiness. And instead, like you said, we have all the keys inside us, including the key to let you out of jail, to let yourself out.
Yeah. I always kind of see it that like we're given, so and that's like, I actually did that with a client last week and she loved it. So because she's very much into numbers and understanding. So I always say, like, we've been given like $100 life currency every day, sort of, that comes in. And so if you like beat yourself up for $10 a day, then you only have like $90 to live your best life, don't you? So, and if you send like, if you don't forgive people, like all the childhood stuff, or, if that happens and you're like, it's like $5 go to your mom every day because you're still holding grudges, or, all the things you should have, would have, should, all the have tos, all of this stuff. So if you do like $5 on this, so it just goes down and down and down, which means you can't live from your highest purpose. So I always see this as the whole forgiving thing, and like, stop beating yourself up, and that comes back that you want to have $100 a day to spend, like, just to be, to have your fullest and happiest life. Because
you don't want to have it being taken. You don't want to be throwing it down the toilet.
Like, oh, here's grudges because I always had to eat, or like all the I was always rewarded with food, or I'm addicted to whatever, this stuff. Yeah, so if you just give this out like this, so how are you going to have the 100% you need to solve it and to be whole again? So yeah, so
that's a great visual to
$100 spaghetti plate. That's it.
Spaghetti plate. It's $100 spaghetti plate. You want to eat all of it and enjoy it. You don't want to throw some on the floor. Yeah. Right? You don't want to leave any. And you can't take it home and use it the next day. You can't have leftovers.
That's probably because in my family, we didn't have leftovers. You'd be ungrateful, and all the, I got this as a kid as well. Be like, children in Africa, they love to eat this, and I have to eat it.
That's great. I love that.
Oh yeah, just
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, like the three things. Like while we're talking about, so 3 things to really ask ourselves. So because you asked me to share some little tips, and then there's just questions. So really to contract with yourself, that you write down everything that you are eating. So if you're overeating, or you're an emotional eater. So if you're like honest with yourself, because when I used to do this many, many years ago, I'd even cheat myself. So I only write things down, the good things. Yeah, I know. But really contract with yourself.
I ate some potato chips. Not the whole bag, but I ate some potato chips.
I have an apple with my potato chips, and I write down the apple. And just forget about the potato chips. So really to contract with yourself, to be honest, and to just write down what you eat. And then before you eat, so whatever, so you head off to the fridge or wherever, your pantry or wherever it is, and to really say, well, am I really hungry now? So, and what am I eating? Am I really hungry now? And if the answer is, so really check in with your body, because like we're often really detached from down here, aren't we? Like, it's just like whatever is going on emotionally or in our head, we want to eat something, but we actually haven't quite checked in with the rest of us, what is going on. And so really ask that, am I hungry? And often it's like, no, I'm just packaged, or so then it's like, so my question is always then, so what am I really craving?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's about sitting with the discomfort and the pain and the things that we had, yeah, and the feelings of what's, what am I really craving right now?
Yeah.
And that is, it might be company, it might be, love, and it might be, just some self-care or whatever you need. So yeah, what am I really craving now? And also to deal with the feelings that come up, as in, wow, I feel really pain, because we all numb ourselves with food as well.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want to feel it, so you do something else, or you eat, or you want to make yourself feel better. So yeah, so what am I really craving right now? And then, so if it is, wow, company, or if it is a hug from someone, or if it is, I don't know, a new love in my life, or, whatever it is, it's like, well, then really asking yourself, well, will this satisfy me what I'm about to eat? And often it's like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I never forbid my clients to eat. I always say,
yeah.
if it's yes, then eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I think too. It's not, I'm not the food police.
No.
And you don't need to be the food police either for yourself, like, right? You just need, again, tapping into that inner connection, because it really is, like you said, we're not connected. We're just not connected. Yeah, I like to use the wait. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Right?
Huh. Yeah.
Right? So wait a minute, wait, and you can do it before eating, or you can do it like when you're just mad, angry, frustrated, sad. Like, what am I thinking? Like, just because obviously, right, your thoughts create your feelings, create your actions. So that was really powerful for me when I learned that a number of years ago. It's like, oh, what am I thinking? Okay. And then at least you can be like, okay, I'm thinking I'm really mad at him or her, and I'm just going to stay that way. Or you can, we're in front of the refrigerator, you're just like, what am I thinking now? Because I'm really not hungry. Then you can, again, the same thing, like, right, what do you want? What are you craving? Because we're all, and my other big thing is, like, we're all craving connection, right? Yeah. And it's connection to other people, it's connection to our body, connection to the world, to Mother Nature, to to our feelings, like, right, to each other. So I think we're just so disconnected in so many ways. And all the tools that you talked about before, journaling, you're connected to yourself. Meditation, connected to what you want and your inner knowing. The vegetables, you're connected to the food that you're putting in your mouth. I mean, right? I love it. And again, like you said, what am I craving right now? I like to say, what does my body really want? Like, right? Like, what? I had a friend call me yesterday or the day before, and she wasn't feeling well, and and she's like, I don't know, I haven't eaten any protein in a few days, and I'm like, okay. I said, well, what do you want? Like, what does your body want? And she's like, I think I want pineapple. And I was like, well, then eat some pineapple.
That's a very good craving to have, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that, well, she had been traveling and different things, and I think she was dehydrated and had some altitude stuff going on. She had a lot of dizziness, some things. So, but anyway.
Yeah, how wise her body was, because
I was like, just
in the pineapple, that was exactly what she needed,
Yeah,
so,
she had tea and pineapple, and like,
yeah.
So anyway, but I love those tips. Yeah, making a contract with yourself, that is huge. Because I find that sometimes, and I still, like, even as a coach, like, I have my own journey that I'm still on, but sometimes I feel like I'm just not really in integrity with myself on some things, like, right? It's like it's easy to just drift. And then,
just because we're coaches doesn't mean we're perfect, does it? It's like we're humans and we fall off the wagon, and then it's like
or we're just, life happens like it does to everybody. Like, I've had 4 moves in 3 years, and that has been like and it wasn't kind of planned that way. I didn't say, oh, I'm going to go to Ireland for 10 months. It kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. But all in good. because we got our dream house, and this is what it looks like sometimes when the vision comes together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to.
But moving is still stressful and like emotional, is it? So, whatever. And then
trying to do this business and kind of get going. And we moved to a whole new place where I didn't know anybody. And even though this is virtual, like my business is like, you're mostly virtual, it's still, it was still a challenge to figure out who I was going to be when I grew up.
And virtual is not that easy with all the tech stuff that we have to deal with, which is like, something. I know. And then so the last question, when you figured out what you're really craving, would be like, well, how can I actually get what I really want? So is it like, putting on some essential oils on your body, or is it, calling a friend for a chat instead? Am I craving connection with someone, and how can I get that in a healthy way? So what can I replace this with? And if this is something when you're sitting there with your donut and you're thinking, what I really, really want is like, for someone to go for a walk and take your donut for a walk. No, take your
donut for a walk.
Back. Go to the coffee shop.
Take your donut for maybe eating it in nature is really what you want while you're dancing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, dancing the donut off already before you haven't eaten it.
There you go.
So whatever it is that you really, really want, and just trying to find this, and it's about really recognizing that you're worthy to have what you're really craving. You don't have to fill that with cheap donuts and sugar, do you?
Yeah, that's huge. Recognize that you're really worthy of it. We're just so not good at that, We're just so challenged. And I think as moms, like, again, that, right, putting everybody first, taking care of it. Like, they all need me, they all need, the world needs me. My clients need me. Who needs me? Like, right, this volunteer job, all of these things, they need me. And then, there's nothing left for you. I was a human doing and not a human being for a long time. That's my mantra that I was like, wow, I was like a human doing, like trying to find my worth, trying to find myself, right, trying to do all that. Like, I'm just going to do more, and I wasn't being, right? So, that was.
We do a lot of the things because we want someone to praise us that we do all these things.
Yeah. I was looking for some kind of, because I didn't have self-love really, so I was looking for it out there, right? Just like you saw, we have the answers inside, and we all have to go on our journey, and hopefully, some of us find that's the way, and we're just here to try to tell you, yes, keep looking inward, don't look outward, but it's so hard because you just like, ooh, maybe I need that, and maybe I need that, maybe and yes, there's always value in learning and growing.
And I mean, so many of us on this journey, we have like a bookshelf full of Hay House self-help. It's just me, well, no. And we do all these courses and go to all these weekends and do all these things and look on the outside when it is already there, and we just need, but on one hand, it's really hard to just sit on one place and dig deep. It's a little bit like we're going in the desert and we're like looking for water here and digging here, nothing happens. Then we go there and then we look at the next method or the next coach or the next book or the next this and that. But we actually never go in deep down.
Yeah.
And that's important because deep down, this is where the pain and the discomfort is, but that's also where the salvation lies.
Yeah. And the magic.
Yeah.
And the magic. So your book is coming out in a few weeks. Like, is it it's on Amazon? Like, where are we gonna find this piece of magic?
It's on.
Did you record that?
They do all this apparently.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you recorded the Audible book.
No, they do that. They've got their people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's amazing.
So,
yeah.
Well, you'll give me a link and we'll put it here, and and we can go. Give everybody your website.
Yeah, so it's SusanneMcallister.com, and it's Susanne with two S's, SUSANNE, Mcallister, McAllister.com. or I'm on Facebook, and I'm also I have what is our wellness tribe for living an abundant life. So this is also a private Facebook group I have on Facebook. But yeah, connect with me on Facebook. I'm sure you can find me there on Judy's links. And yeah, I'd love to chat to you if you've got any more questions or anything I can help you with. If you want the book, just go on my website. I'm sure it's all going to pop up there as soon as it's out there. Magical. And yeah, I've also on my website, I have a competition coming up to give some of them away as soon as they're out. So you can enter that there as well.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. So you have a private Facebook group too? What is that called? Or is it just?
Yeah, it's called Our Wellness Tribe.
Our Wellness Tribe.
Yeah. Are you not part of that yet?
I don't think I don't.
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
just
I think I am, but maybe I didn't realize.
That's
you know,
me.
I'm in one too many groups.
Oh yes, all the good groups.
I've stepped out of a lot of groups, but you know, I was looking for my right tribe. I was looking for my tribe, and then I have my own group.
Yeah.
It's called the Life Shift Project, and that's about making all these little shifts. You know, sometimes you need to make a big shift and go on a 10-month journey.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to do a 5-minute meditation. That's the only shift you need to make right now.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah, so
sometimes you need a big shift, sometimes you need a little shift, but if we're not, my message is if you're not shifting, you're drifting, right? You're not, that is it. Like you've got to, what?
So wise. I love that. That's right.
You know, I got to drop a wisdom bomb.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, you're so wise. Coach Judy, I like that.
You've been dropping lots of them today, so I gotta put something out there within the spaghetti mind.
Yeah, but it's thanks to you that I'm here doing this, isn't it? So, you know, that's amazing.
Yes, I know. Well, I love it. I love your, I just love what you're doing. And I love that you took your own inner wisdom and listened to, even from a young girl, right? Questioning, asking, you know, what is this about? What's next? I feel kind of the same way. Like I was like, there's something more, there's something else, like there's something, this isn't it. Like I didn't know what that was, or I think I used to feel like I'm supposed to do something big in the world, but it didn't mean like big, like Oprah. It just meant like I'm supposed to be doing something big for me or something, like, right? I was supposed to be just creating something. I didn't know what that was, but I think that, like, so I love how, you know, you just always just kept on that journey of, you know, learning and growing and connecting. And like me, I had so many different jobs, and as a nurse, I just kept changing. And I used to beat myself up thinking, what is wrong with you? Like, why can't you just stay in that one job? Like, but I couldn't, because I needed to evolve. I needed to keep growing. I needed to keep learning. And then I felt like, what is that? Who is that? Elizabeth Gilbert. She talks about hummingbirds. Have you ever heard that talk?
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I'm a hummingbird pollinating everywhere. Because like you're bringing your own wisdom, inner wisdom to, you know, Ireland, to everywhere you go. Like, right. So you're, you know, we're just spreading it wherever we are. So, which I think this is what prompted this kind of show.
Yeah.
I really wanted to just keep, not just share my wisdom, which is amazing, but no, but I mean.
Oh, you are amazing. Just say it, and like you are amazing.
I am amazing. I am amazing. And trying to believe that. No, I do believe it. But to share so many other people that have been on their journey, because everybody just needs to find their own path, and the more that we can help them find their path, I think then we're doing big things in the world, right? We're transforming people's lives by helping them figure out what's going to help them on their path, and who is it that they need to, you know, tag on to go.
Yeah.
I'll pull them forward. I love it so much, and I'm so excited for your book. And yeah, I have the ebook, so I'm going to keep reading it. I read part of it, but I'm going to keep reading it because I love it, the interconnection.
Yeah. Power of
What is it called? What is it called again?
Stop chasing shadows with the power of inner connection. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So anybody just like either hop on my website, SusanneMcAllister.com. There's like a free meditation you can download there as well for the mornings, or connect with me on Facebook, and I keep you all up to date for what's happening in my life.
Thank
my
you.
travels.
Yeah, your travels too. I love that. So you have a blog with your stuff,
No, I only do stuff on Facebook at the minute, and I've got a YouTube channel, and that's it. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We can follow you there. That's awesome. I'm so excited for you and your book and all the good work you're doing in the world, because it's really needed. Because I can't do it all myself.
Really not. Oh well.
I'm trying, but I just can't. I need a few more followers to make that happen. No.
Let's do it all together. That's it.
Exactly. We're doing it all together. There's power in numbers, right? And we're all saying the same thing. When it comes down to it, we're all saying the same thing. You have the answers.
Yes.
And stop looking out there. You have the answers, and to just try to be, step out of all of the struggle and, step into your own inner wisdom and do what brings you joy. If you're happy and joy, like happy, healthy, and worthy, I think that's all any woman really wants to feel. And if you're feeling that, you're going to put that out into the world, and you're going to get that back, and other people are going to then it's just a ripple effect. But when we're all just in our own struggle and our own stories and our own nonsense, and we just sit around and complain about it, then that's what we get, more of that, right?
So, and also not be afraid to ask for help, because even though we have it all the keys in us from what we're born, that doesn't mean that we can access them all that easy and on our own. So don't be afraid, and pick one method, something that works for you, and then
just start somewhere, and then keep going.
And pick someone that you trust to go through, and and then let's do it all together. That's what it's all about.
You know what? We did not get here by ourselves. we did not become this aware. I didn't just wake up one day and be like, "Ooh, I have all this." No. It was a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of coaching, a lot of stuff to get me even this far.
Yeah.
Woo, I don't know. Got a good thing I'm only in midlife. I got a long way to go.
Well, I believe like enlightenment can help. It can happen like instantaneously. And what is it? It's just, well, for me, that's how I just see it. It's about living your life consciously from your highest potential, and living life with joy and abundance in all areas of life. So mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
That's what we all deserve. So
I'm writing I'm trying to write a signature speech, to go, share my story. And so it really is just like, stop sleepwalking through life, like wake up.
Yeah.
Because that's what I felt like I was doing, right? I was kind of sleepwalking through life, but looking out there for things and numbing out, right? So wake up, right? My mom, who had passed, she came to visit me, and she was like, wake up, you have stuff to do, you have work to do. And I was like,
oh no.
I know, yeah. She said, make your mess your message. And I said, what mess? What message? There's a lot of them. Where do I start? But I just started, and I said, well, I'll just start with one mess and figure that out, and then I'll go on to the next one. So anyway, Susanne,
you're putting a message out every week when you're doing this, like with different people, because like your wisdom and your love shines right through in your interviewing. So yeah, it's awesome. I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm grateful for all of you, because this would not be a show if it was just me. I'm grateful for the brave souls that want to come on and jump on this crazy bandwagon with me. But like I said, I just want to have fun, like you, find joy, and live life. And I am not going to waste that $100. No.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the perfect ending for
That's it.
today. Take your $100 and live it fully. Stop throwing it down the toilet. Stop flushing it away.
That's it.
Have a beautiful week, and I look forward to just sharing and being more with you. And I'm so glad. I really feel like I know you in real life now. So
Yeah, I feel that too.
yeah, it's not like virtual anymore. Like I know you in real life.
I feel like that too. I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
And I hope we will meet face to face without the computer screens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, thanks again. And whoever joined, I hope you got some good wisdom bombs from us. And if you're on the replay, enjoy it. Go get that inner connection, whatever that is for you. So, all right. Thank you so much, Susanne.
Thank you.